Hello everyone and welcome to NABE, N-A-B-E, and it stands for the Niagara Area Business Exchange. We have just concluded a meeting here, and on the set with me I have some members of the group. They're going to tell you all about this wonderful organization, and then they're also going to tell you about their individual businesses, so you'll know a little bit more about some of the members in the group. If you're a business owner, this might be the perfect opportunity for you to grow your business, something great for the new year. Learn about other businesses in the community and get some wonderful advice on what you can do to make your business better. I'd like to introduce our guest today, and I have Bruce Fowler from the Family Chocolate Shop. Welcome, Bruce.
Nice to be here.
And Suzanne Davidson from the Bank of Akron. Welcome.
Good morning.
And Phil Russell, an independent financial consultant. Welcome, Phil.
Good morning. Thank you.
You know what I'd like to do first, since we were just telling the audience a little bit about the name of the organization, you have a wonderful website that I do encourage the audience to check out. It's nabegroup.com, and all the members' companies are listed. You can find out more about them, find out about the meetings, but I'm also going to ask our guests today a little bit about the meetings because I know they would like to encourage you to attend as well. So Bruce, tell us a little bit about when do you meet and where, and can people stop in?
We meet at 8 o'clock on Wednesdays at the Dale Center.
Okay, and that's right in Lockport, right?
Right in Lockport here. If to answer your question, yes, they can come. If anybody has any interest, I would only recommend that they check our website to make sure we will be at the Dale Center.
Okay.
Because once a month we do come here for the show, and occasionally we will go on a visitation with. To one of the members' locations.
That sounds really cool too, to learn a little bit more about what they do. I would love something like that, and I think a lot of prospective members who are watching would as well.
And they could join us at the visitation as well, if they're interested. But we primarily, most of the weeks, we're at the Dale Center at 8 o'clock.
Right on Wednesday. And the thing that's great, you have your meeting early in the morning, and people can head right off to work with a great start to the day, which is really wonderful.
It works well. Generally, we're out at 9. We kind of hold to that time frame because, as you mentioned, people do have schedules. And we understand that we can't stay around and talk too long. But we do, in as much as the group is very compatible. It gets along very, very well.
Yeah, nice people.
And it's dedicated to helping each other.
That's wonderful.
Get more business. Yeah. It comes right down to anybody who's interested and wants to improve their business, they should consider NABE as a possible resource.
Wonderful. Suzanne, tell us, what is a meeting like? You know, when I come in, how do I get to know everyone? How do I give information? How do I get information?
Absolutely. Well, every week, each member has an opportunity to let everyone know what's going on with their business, what a good lead is, what is going on that they really want to educate the other members on. This really helps us to become a marketing resource for everyone else in the group.
Sure.
In addition, each week, one of our members will do a half-hour presentation, go in depth about something about their business themselves that really helps us to get to know them, understand what their sales story is, and not only for the members, but we encourage bringing in visitors who might need information about that particular service or product.
That's terrific. Wow. That sounds like a really good way, as you said, to get to know each other and get to know about all the different businesses, because you might want to recommend this person and or you know someone who needs that service, and now you know a lot more about it. That's
and it
great.
gives you the confidence in knowing that this person is going to take good care of my referral. You get a confidence in each other.
Wonderful. Now, you each represent a different type of business. Tell us a little about that.
Yes. The way our membership is structured is that nobody's in conflict with each other.
Okay.
If I have the banking category, so I'm the only banker in the group, so that hopefully I can get to know all the other members and gain their confidence, and it has resulted in business for me and for my office.
That's great.
So it's wonderful. And at the same time, as I'm meeting with clients, if I hear during a conversation that they're looking for a specific service or they need a product, I can refer them to a member of NABE.
Oh, that's
with
terrific.
full confidence.
That's really terrific. Now, are there some business categories that might be open that you would still consider for members?
There are. We are looking for a chiropractor, as an example. With electronics and with the way businesses are trending now, we could use somebody in the merchant service area or payroll services.
So there are lots of different categories.
Absolutely.
And it's interesting, when you think about it, as you look through your website, there are so many different types of categories of businesses that at first, when you start, thinking of them just in your head, there's a lot of different things out there. So lots of opportunities for new members to become involved.
Absolutely.
But no matter what your category, you could come and observe a meeting.
Absolutely.
That's okay?
We invite everyone
Wonderful.
to come and join us.
Yeah, awesome. Phil, I wanted to ask you, now, in addition to your regular Wednesday meetings, you also have other events through the year. You have mixers and guest speakers, too. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, well, on the 5th Wednesday, which there are, 3 or 4 during the year, we have a guest speaker. For instance, March has a 5th Wednesday. So we have tentatively scheduled somebody on the health insurance area, possibly Blue Cross Blue Shield. And so that person will come in and talk specifically on that area. Now, when they come in, they talk about their, how they can, especially health insurance today, because the change in administration. It's being argued about. Nobody has any clue as to what's going to be going on. As usual, when when politicians get involved, you know how that is.
That's true. That's true.
So the companies have to go out and they have to change. And they have to adapt. And so what happens is we have to bring in somebody from the health insurance area to let us know what's going on.
What's going on,
and that's really important.
It's a complicated thing, and it's
It can
something
be.
that affects all of us, and really just keeping up with the changes. So that's great to have some cutting edge knowledge about the topic.
And for instance, I'm licensed in health insurance. But I only know enough to get myself into an awful lot of trouble. So I always go to an expert in that area because there's individual policies, there's small group policies, there's large group policies, there's HMOs, there's PPOs. What's the difference between all of them? And that's and because I deal in different areas in financial planning, that it's all intermingled. But let me tell you, that's a specialized area. You need to talk with somebody that's specialized. And it doesn't matter which insurance company, because I've talked with most of the insurance companies that carry the health insurance. They're very knowledgeable. They know what they're talking about, and they can set you up. I've even had one person say, "Oh, you better stay with where you are. Our company can't match that particular program." And so they are very good. It's a matter of you're going to know which is the program that's best for you once you've talked with the professionals.
That's wonderful.
So that's what we're scheduling up. That'll be in March. And then throughout the year we've had different speakers come in and talk about different programs. So that's good. And then we also, our board meetings, we're changing a little bit on a quarterly basis for our board meetings. And we're meeting at one of our members' restaurants.
Nice.
Gordy Harper. I think everybody knows Gordy, or Gordy Harper's Bazaar.
Yeah.
If they don't go for the food, they go for the maze to walk through and see all the toys. So
great.
on a quarterly basis, for instance, I think it's 15th of this month, we'll be meeting down there, 8 o'clock. We'll have breakfast with Gordy, and then we'll have a board meeting afterwards. And we do that so that all the members can have their input to the board meeting if they feel like it.
That's wonderful, too.
Yeah.
And then you also have social events, too. So it isn't just solid business and we're talking business. You get to know each other.
Right.
And that's really great.
Right. And we went to the track.
Awesome.
It was a lot of fun. The buffet is great.
Cool.
But I have a bad habit of picking the slow horses. If you know how to pick the horses, or you just want to fool around with betting on it, that's fun.
That's fun.
It was a lot of fun. We had a great time.
And you've also done a ball game and canal cruise, right?
Right. We've done quite a few different things.
So there's a lot of different things that you do outside meetings.
Right.
That you get to know each other.
And during the winter months, we usually try to meet at some establishment so that we can have a mixer.
Wonderful.
And just have a little bit of food and something to drink and just exchange ideas, meet new people. And so it's a little networking group.
I feel like there's so many benefits to belonging to NABE. You know, the things that you have mentioned, the things that you've learned, getting to know each other to make referrals. So the time you put in is really returned to you many benefits, it sounds like. So that's terrific. Wow, wonderful. Well, what I'd like to do now is talk to each of these folks about their individual businesses. And you know, it's February, Valentine's Day is coming up. Look what I have here, something absolutely wonderful. And there is a guest here who knows all about this type of thing. It's Bruce Fowler of the Family Chocolate Shop. Bruce, tell us about your business and all the wonderful things that you offer.
Well, we have a full-line shop on Main Street in Clarence.
Okay.
And offering all of the selections of different chocolates, sponge candy being primary in what we sell, and we offer gift baskets and tower gifts and things along that line, box chocolates. But you can come in and pick an assortment out just the way you would.
That's always fun.
Yeah, people do have favorites. The problem we often have is, not often, but sometimes have, is the person giving a gift comes in and picks out what they like.
I like it, I bet.
And that isn't always what the recipient likes.
That's true.
So we always ask them, do you know what they like? But right now we're definitely primarily a holiday-directed company. Christmas, Valentine's Day, and Easter being our biggest chocolate holidays. And right now we're getting ready for the Valentine.
That's a lot of things that you offer special for that season, right?
The other area where we concentrate is on doing corporate work.
That's cool.
So we have a large number of corporate customers, like the Bank of Akron here, that does buy our chocolates, and we have our account there.
Very cool.
But we do things like customer appreciation gifts for some car dealers in the area. And we do, during the holiday season, we do a lot of gifts for a lot of different companies, insurance companies and things like that.
Because that's always something that people like to get, from...
It universally is, you're safe in giving it. You're not going to upset anybody. Unless they're on a diet, of course, but even that...
Then they could pass it on to a friend, right?
It can be shared. That's another benefit of chocolate, yes.
Now, what if I wanted maybe my company logo done in chocolate? Is that something that you can do, or...?
We do a lot of those.
Okay.
Yeah, we do a lot of chocolate.
It's a really custom
it is.
Work.
And then we incorporate those in gift baskets with the logos. Or,
ooh, I like that idea.
We have a company that... goes on recruiting to bring new people into the organization, and they have a square with their logo on it, and everybody that comes by their table, they'll give that chocolate to them.
That's a nice idea.
They say it works. I don't know. We have a furniture company that we do chocolates for, and they swear that they give somebody a chocolate bar and it puts them in more of a aggressive buying mood.
Well, that's always good.
And I don't argue that. They say, oh yeah, we knew that.
And of course there are health benefits to chocolate, right? There's a little bit of antioxidants in there and all kinds of good things.
We've gotten a lot of good press lately about some of the benefits of chocolate.
Awesome.
Anything in moderation is, I guess, the key there. But
I was also interested when you mentioned gift baskets, because sometimes that might be something that your business might like to do either as in maybe relation to the holidays or to thank a customer or different things. I think that's wonderful that you have lots of different options for what people can do.
We do, and we try to. Our baskets will start, for example, at $25. That's not a huge basket, but it's a nice basket.
Yes.
And if you're giving a customer, you're saying we appreciate your business. We don't take you for granted.
Yeah, that's
just
nice.
Giving them something like that's got sponge candy and chocolate lace popcorn and cocoa.
I'm getting hungry now.
That's
really cool.
It works. It does work for them.
Tell us about the sponge candy, because that's so, when you think of Buffalo, the Buffalo area in western New York, you think of sponge candy. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's unique to Western New York. I say that, and yet there are a few spotty areas in the country. Upper Michigan now has a manufacturer of sponge.
Okay.
There's a manufacturer in the Poconos who happens to be a displaced Buffalonian.
Oh, that's cool.
And went down to the Poconos
Yeah.
and is making it there.
Wow.
But it has, for some reason, taken off in Western New York. It came in here about the early 50s.
Okay, I wondered, how it got started here.
Yeah,
Okay.
it came in the 50s and just really gradually
Exploded in
and still
popularity.
growing in consumption. And the volume of product manufactured is amazing. And now it's being shipped all over the United States.
That's awesome.
Especially places like students who are going away
Oh, sure.
to college.
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
Their parents come in and
That's a
send
good idea, too.
pound of sponge
Yeah.
candy.
Awesome. So there are many things that we can do, whether it's for personal or business. We can stop by the Family Chocolate Shop. Remind us of your address and how to contact you.
Well, we're on Main Street, 10295 Main Street in Clarence. We do have what we think is a pretty nice website, familychocolateshop.com.
Okay.
And it is broken up into different sections of what we offer, favors and
Oh, nice.
gifts
Yeah.
and
Okay.
holiday chocolates and things like that. And our telephone number is 716-759-0658. You want to contact us that way. But any way you contact us, we will respond and try and help you with your chocolate requirements.
Awesome. That sounds good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sue, tell us about yourself and about Bank of Akron.
Well, I've been with Bank of Akron now for 2.5 years. Banking career almost 30. I know I'm aging myself, but I am really enjoying work again.
That's
Working with a
great.
community bank.
Yeah.
The bank is actively involved with the community where we all work and live. It's given me the opportunity to really get involved with a lot of community organizations.
Great.
Both at the school and at the charity level.
Very nice.
And in addition, because we are a small community bank, we have our underwriters in Buffalo, our processors, our analysts, our sales team, our operations team, and it really helps us to take good care of our customers and to know our customers instead of having to rely on people out of state
Yeah.
to make decisions for us. And it's really helped us to be able to help our customers.
I think that's great. That makes a difference when you say community bank, and it really is. It's a Western New York bank, and that's really terrific. So when people come in, it's their friends and neighbors that work there, and that's really terrific. Yeah.
An example, I have a new assistant manager, and she's been in banking for a long time, and she has a following from the different banks that she's worked at, like I do. But she lives in Clarence, and she knows 95% of the people who come
That's
into
cool.
the branch.
Yeah.
So that relationship is already established. So community is really an important piece of our relationship with our customers.
Now, there's probably a lot of new services, too, in banking that people should stop in, find out things that they can maybe have with their account or different options that are available to
Oh, absolutely. The electronic age has really opened up the door of possibilities for both our customers and for us being able to reach out to people who don't live in the immediate neighborhood. Now, people can take a picture of their check and deposit
Isn't that
it.
cool?
Businesses can electronically swipe their deposits rather than having to get into a car and go to a bank.
Nice.
If they have a lending need, the underwriters and the sales team are all local and can make quick turnaround decisions
Terrific.
because they know Buffalo and Western New York and our business culture. So it
That's
really
great.
is wonderful.
Yeah, and I was impressed when you mentioned about the charities and the schools. Tell us a little bit about what Bank of Akron helps in the community, too, then.
Absolutely. We, as managers, have actively gotten involved with our local Rotary clubs.
Nice, yeah.
Rotary International has actively been working to eradicating polio
Yes,
on the continent of Africa, and we're almost there. We are providing safe water wells for areas in
Yay,
Africa
that's
that are
great.
drought-stricken. So that's one area. The bank has really gotten involved with the Clarence High School Academy of Finance and Business.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And
so
it
the next
really-
generation, they're learning.
Absolutely. Getting them ready with soft skills to help them to prepare for college and work beyond. We actively take high school interns over the summer and get them involved and get them knowledgeable about banking operations and the different departments that make a bank work. I'll be working with several of them in the branches as they learn how to become tellers and learn bank operations and compliance and banking law. So we really are working to help students get future ready.
Wow, wonderful. What is your website?
Our website is bankofakron.com. I can be reached at my office number, 442-6167, and we are located at 9865 Main Street in Clarence, right down the street from Bruce. So as you go get your chocolates, you can stop in and see me.
I love it. Thank you. Phil, tell us about yourself and your business.
Well, I'm an independent financial consultant, and I work with people on an individual basis. Most importantly, when I work with my clients, I work with attorneys and accountants because it's so important. An example would be an individual had to come in, and my office is in the Pope Law Firm.
Okay, right in Lockport.
Right in Lockport, right at 247 East Avenue. And so what happens with that is we had to do just a simple, what people think is a simple beneficiary change.
Okay.
Because minors are involved, the attorney had to put in a trust.
Okay.
And so, so the wording has to be quite complicated.
Sure. Oh, wow.
And because there was 3 retirement accounts that we were dealing with, we had to make sure that all of it was done correctly and worded correctly on the forms and everything else. And working closely with the client and the attorney, we made sure that everything was done correctly. Then once we submit it, we will get a letter back confirming that it was made.
Okay.
Because see, some people just say, oh, I'll just put the kids' names down. If
There's
they're
more
minor
to it.
children,
Yeah.
and you haven't named a person that's going to take care of it, the judge might decide who takes care of it. It may not be somebody you want.
Oh my gosh! So there's more complexity.
Oh.
Than when a layperson looks at the form, they think this, but there's really more.
And if
it's
you do
good
it
to find out.
incorrectly,
Yeah.
because the person is taking care of it, many times you read about the person that's taking care of it absconded with the funds, and that happens quite frequently. That's why you have to have it done correctly. It's very important. And we work with, another example is working with the accountants and the attorneys. We do case studies. We're doing a case study with our professional group, financial services professionals, and what we're doing is we're having a case that's being presented. We're having it done by a financial consultant, an attorney, and an accountant. And so when you work with those 3 combinations, what you have to do, each person needs certain information.
Okay.
And if you don't give them the right information, it's the old saying, garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah.
And so the attorney is making sure that everything is legal, making sure everything is properly constructed. The financial consultant makes sure that all the proper things are in place, being life insurance or whatever investments there are. And then the accountant makes sure the numbers work.
Yeah. So you're all working together.
Right, and there's a lot of tax issues that are involved. So it becomes very complicated, and it just, you don't learn that overnight. I remember the first meeting I went to where we were talking about that. I said, "Are they really speaking English?"
And the thing is, it's intimidated to people when they first have questions about financial things. So it's good to be able to come to you and to the folks you work with and be able to have the experts advise you.
Yes.
It's wonderful.
And I've teamed up with a number of them, and another attorney, I saw him socially just over, he's a good friend of mine. And what happened was they were working on, again, the individual was in Florida, the attorney's in Lockport, and what happens is they're trying to reconstruct the life insurance policy. And what they're doing is they're making it from where you constantly pay for it to a paid up, because they don't want to pay it anymore. They're retired.
Yeah.
And so, and because it was with a company that is, we call it proprietary. Only people that work with them can do it. So because of my relationship in the business, I called a good friend of mine. I started with the business with that large company.
Nice.
And they're working out the details, because a lot of people, they don't understand how it works.
Yes.
And the attorney he's not quite sure how it's going to be, but it's working out fine for the client. And it's done in Florida.
Yeah, I can imagine everyone's situation is very different.
Oh, yeah.
What they're coming in with, what they've already done as far as their financial situation. When they arrive in your office, and then each person can get individual attention. That's terrific.
Yeah, I've got a call from an individual. She said, do you do insurance? And I said, yes. She said, I have a policy with a big company. I don't know how it's getting paid.
Oh, wow. Okay,
So
yeah.
what am I going to be looking at? Is it already been paid up? Is it something that they're
So you
using
have research
dividends,
to
or
do.
has
Yeah.
it not been paid for a while?
Wow. Yeah.
And so there's a lot of
That's different,
complications that
sure.
could be involved there. So you have to know how to wade through it and call the insurance companies and wade through all this rigmarole to do it correctly. It's something that's important. Death claims, one individual, a good friend of mine, she lost her husband, and there was a small policy. It was what we call a reducing term that covered their mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
There was he died 1 month before it was paid off.
Oh.
Okay. So she said that, well, in those days, it was a $47 mortgage payment. And so she said, it isn't even worth a stamp. So it was not a company that we had heard of. So we located the company, and we found it. We did the paperwork, we sent it in, and lo and behold, she got a check back for about $5,000, $6,000.
Awesome.
Why? Because they never used the dividends. And she thought she was only going to get a check for $47.
Yeah.
So you have to know how to wade
When
through
you know
all of
how to
that.
do it, you can find that for
Right.
people. Phil, how can people contact you?
They call me on my phone, 622-4114. I'm not always at the office. I'm in and out. But I am at the Pope Law Firm, and it's 622-4114. That's my personal line, because I like to talk to people directly to make sure. I'm teamed up with a great financial firm down in town on Main Street, Williamsville, Turpec Financial, and we have a lot of associates and a great association with a lot of people. So
Wonderful. Thank you.
call me at my phone,
Awesome.
622-4114.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you. And thank you,
welcome.
everybody, for being on the show. And thank you for joining us. And don't forget, the website is nabegroup.com. Definitely check it out for lots more great information. And hope you will join everybody for a meeting sometime. Take care and have a wonderful day.
Let me ask you a question. What is the last book that you have ever read? If you can't answer that, then I'm sorry to say you have not been properly challenging your imagination.
Reading opens up the gateway to your imagination. It takes you to places and allows you to see the most incredible things. So, what have you been missing out on?